Hope you're all feeling okay today. Just on our mats with the big toes touching and the knees open wide, we'll just allow yourself to relax in between your legs for a moment. Forehead resting on the floor. Not only are you checking in with your bodies, but just checking in with your breathing as well. Slowing the breathing down. Feeling the air move in and out through your nose. Taking this moment, this precious moment that you've given yourself to connect. Connecting the mind, the body, the breath all together into one. Like uniting yourself. I think of it sometimes like a ball of wool with lots of different ends. We're trying to string all those ends together. You can make the breathing louder by using Ujjayi breath if you've got that in your practice, if that's something that you do. Also helps to channel the air through your body. Giving you that visualization of the air filling every single part of your body. If you wanted to try Ujjayi breathing, just gently push the back of the tongue towards the back of the throat, just making the airway a little bit smaller. So you create that wave-like sound as you breathe. And don't worry too much about that, just breathing slowly, mindfully. You're going to achieve the same thing. Walk your hands back towards your knees just for a moment. We'll bring the knees together. Come onto all fours and bring your right knee to your right wrist. Right foot towards the left wrist and just extend the back leg away. You can come onto your forearms or you can reach the arms out in front. Just see what your body's happy to do right now. Again, getting back into that rhythm with your breathing. So if you haven't got any music playing, the breath becomes the music. Lulls you into a relaxed place and like an anchor helps you to stay there. One more breath here. We'll come back up onto the hands. Tuck your back toes under and just bring your right knee over to your left wrist now. And move your right foot over to the left side. We're trying to keep the back foot facing down and bringing your elbows back to the center of the mat. So just getting a little bit deeper into the outer right hip. It is early in the morning, so if that feels a little bit tender, maybe stay up on your hands. But let gravity help you get into this outer right hip and deep within it. Making any adjustments that you need to make. Have you got a bit of energy in that back foot? And that left foot just pressing down through the floor to help you get into the stretch. And then we come back up onto the hands I'm going to take this right knee now over towards the right side into like a lying on your belly tree pose. Yeah, so the right knee is out to the side in line with your right hip. And then you can relax the forehead down onto the hands. And try and push down through your pubic bone. So where your pelvis is, tucking your tail under, pushing down through the inner right knee and inner right ankle. Really exploring the whole circumference of your hip this morning. Or today, depending on when you're watching this. We'll come back up onto the hands. Tucking your back toes under. Come into a down dog. Right leg goes to the back of the mat. And then you can have a little wiggle and just notice the difference in each leg. Definitely a bit more openness in this right side. So come right back into it. Left knee to your left wrist now. And then move the left foot over to the right side. Extend the back leg away. Release those back toes and then maybe come onto your forearms or reach your arms all the way out in front. See what's good, see what suits you. Breathing in and out through your nose. Letting gravity draw you down into that left hip. First little awakening into the left side. Trying to relax into this shape, encouraging your body to wake up. Take one more breath. And coming back onto your hands. Just tuck your back toes under, so now we can take this left knee over to the right wrist and left foot over to the right side a little bit. Lay down on the outer left thigh there. Release the back toes and you want your forearms in the center of the mat. Okay, so not over to the right side. Try and push down through your right foot. See if you can relax into the outer left hip. Trying to get your chest square towards the floor here. And letting gravity draw you down into that left hip. A nice deep stretch. We'll take one more breath here. Cool. All right, bringing the hands back up. Coming into tree pose now on your belly on the other side. So you can tuck your back toes under. Take the left knee out to the side now. Let it slide away from you. Have your ankle below your knee. Forearms can come to the floor. Maybe your head can rest on the floor there. But wherever you are, try and push down through your pubic bone, right by your pelvis area there. Feeling the left knee pressing down and that left ankle pressing down. It's opening up the hip the other way. And always, as always, not forgetting your breathing. Imagine that like your anchor, your massive big boat anchor, anchoring you within. And then we'll come back up onto the hands. Tuck your back toes. We'll take this left leg back into a downward dog. And then press the heels down, wiggle the hips. Notice how that feels. Hopefully both hips feeling pretty equal now. Come up high onto your toes. Roll yourself forwards into a plank pose. And then push the heels back and the chest forwards. You could do little circles here, just waking up your wrists and your fingertips, the heels of the hands, the shoulders, the back, the core. And take the circles the other way. And then we can lower the knees to the floor, release your feet and sit your hips back into your heels. Keep grabbing onto the mat with the hands. Inhale, lift the head and chest. See if the nose can get closer to your hands. And then exhale and fold forwards. We're coming up onto all fours. Straight into cat-cows. Let your belly drop and lift the head and chest up to look up. And then as you exhale, round into your back, chin to chest, really pushing the mat away. And again, inhale, let the belly drop, really using the breath to help you create the rhythm. And exhale, rounding into the back. 2 more times, inhale, belly drops, lift head, chest up. And then exhale, round into the back. Last time, let the belly drop, lift the head, chest up. And then exhale, tucking the tail, rounding the back. Come back to a neutral spine, and now extend your right leg all the way to the back of the mat. Breathing in. Push down through the toes, feel the stretch through the calf and the Achilles there. As you exhale, lifting your right leg up. Now I want you to play with the hip. So you're going to open up the right hip and turn the toes to the right side. And then you're going to drop the right hip again. And again, so you're opening up the right hip, trying to stack your right hip on top of your left, toes turn to the right, and then drop the hip again without dropping the leg. Last time, open up the right hip. From there, bend the leg and then see if you can take a big circle with that right knee. So really seeing how we can isolate the hip. Take the circle the other way. Bring the right knee into your nose and then try and pop the foot next to your right hand. You might need to lift up the right hand to do that. Inhale, draw the head, chest forward as you're in a little runner's lunge. Exhale and fold over the leg, just starting to get into and wake up that right hamstring. Inhale, lift the head, chest up, and we'll sink down into the right leg. Just feel the stretch through the left side. That left leg. Tuck in your back toes, lift your back knee off the floor and front foot to the back. Lower the knees, release your feet, let the elbows brush the rib cage as you go down. Come through into a cobra, upward facing dog. And then meet me in downward facing dog. Wiggle, whatever you like. Stillness is fine, wiggling is fine. Then we'll lower the knees back to the floor. Find where the belly is supporting the back, so not sunk and not rounding into the back. Now we extend the left leg back. Press the toes into the floor. Feel the stretch through that left calf, left Achilles. And when you're ready, you can start to lift the left leg up to the sky. You're going to try and get that isolating of the hip again. So as you open up the left hip, your toes turn to the left side and you're stacking left hip on top of right. And then lower the left hip down again. And again, opening up the hip. Yeah, see, it's like the pelvis is attached, but it's like that individual left and right. And then lower. Good. Last time, we can open up that hip. Good. Feel that left hip stack on top of the right. And then bend the left leg. Try and send the left knee up to the sky as you create a big circle. Really get into that hip. Nice. Good. And then you can bring the knee into the nose and try and slot your foot next to the left hand. Might need to do a little bit of juggling there. And then start to flick the left toes towards your face. Find that left hamstring. Breathing in, chest towards your toes. And then breathing out, relaxing into whatever you're feeling there. And I'm feeling a very stiff left hamstring for some reason. Good, guys, well done. Let's step onto the left leg. Just feel the stretch there through the front of the right hip. That shouldn't feel too bad there. And then tucking your back toes, lift your back knee and extend your left leg all the way to the back of the mat. Go with your vinyasa. Now you can drop your knees if you want to, or go down one long plank. You choose, see what feels good. Come through into Cobra Up Dog when you're ready. And meet me in your downward facing dog. Big breath in once you get there. Open mouth and exhale, let it go. Is the breath still an anchor for you? Is the breath still there? From here, lift your right leg up to the sky. Now have your toes pointing down, hips level. Stack your right hip on top of your left, toes turn towards the right. And then let the hip drop back down again. Again, exploring each hip moving of its own accord. All right, so right hip stacking on top of the left, toes turning to the right. And then drop the hip back down. So last time, stack your right hip on top of the left, hold it there, and then try and lift the leg up a little bit higher, higher, higher. Keeping those toes pointing to the right. You're going to bend the knee and draw a big circle with the right knee. Our hips are going to feel fantastic today. Good. And then you can bring the right knee into your nose, shoulders over the hands. Pop the foot there next to your right hand. And now work on straightening both legs, squeezing both heels towards the floor. You can have a bend in your knee, and you can have your hands on blocks here. Yeah. Inhale, draw the chest forwards. Exhale, relax into whatever you're feeling there. Could the right hip hook back a little bit more? Good. Inhale, lift the head, chest up. You're just going to slide your right foot to the back of the mat. Come into a plank pose, vinyasa, or skip it. You choose what you would like to do. So we all know the sequence. How do you feel today? Take it easier if you like. You're going to lift the left leg to the sky. Flex the foot there. Feel the left hip dropped. And then see if you can stack your left hip on top of your right. And then let the hip drop again. So every time, hopefully you're starting to feel it or understand it a little bit more, a little bit differently. Left hip stacks on top of right, the toes turn to the left. And then we drop the hip back down. Okay, last time, stack the left hip on top of the right. Now hold it there, try and lift up the leg higher. So you're feeling the edge of the foot get higher towards the sky. And then you can bend the knee and draw a big circle with the leg. Nice big circle. Should feel quite nice and free in that left hip now. Then when you're ready, bring your left knee into your nose, your shoulders come over the hands. And we can slot the foot next to your left thumb. Now, do any adjustments that you need. You can have your hands on blocks here. But we want both hips facing forwards. Inhale, chest forwards. Exhale and fold over the leg. Just enjoy that stretch there. Yeah, and as always, it doesn't need to look like me. You need to feel it in your hamstring and down the back leg. When you're ready, you're going to slide your front foot to the back of the mat, bending the leg if you need to. And then taking your vinyasa. Yeah, how would you like to do this today? You could do double the vinyasa if you want, chaturanga down twice. You could do it not at all. Big breath in, push through the hands, send the tailbone up higher. And a long breath out. Separate your feet a bit, come up high onto your toes and let both heels fall to the right side. Keep your hips pointing upwards towards the sky. Still downward dog. And then picking the heels up, let the toes fall towards the other side. You're on the edges of the feet, squeeze those hips up high. Coming up high onto your toes, press the heels down towards the floor and then lift your right leg up to the sky. Stack your hip so the toes turn to the right And try and lift the right leg up even higher. Now bend the knee, feel the hip open a little bit more as you're in your three-leg dog. Now we'll bring the right knee into the nose, foot lands inside your right hand. So now jump your left foot over to the left side of the mat. So it's right on the edge, the inner edge of the mat. And ground your back heel 45. Lift both arms up into warrior one. So now can we bring this left hip forwards? Have it like headlights facing forwards. Bring your hands heart center, we'll take them behind your back. Interlace, draw the shoulders back, open up your chest. Feel the stretch there, inhale. And then exhale, lower your right shoulder past your right knee, arms come up and over your head. Look to your back foot now and keep that breath flowing. When you're ready, bring your hands either side front foot. Pick your back heel up and front foot to the back. Take your vinyasa, full vinyasa, dropping the knees if you like. Go with your flow. Meet me in your downward facing dog. Big breath in. Open mouth, exhale, let it go. Left leg lifts to the sky. Have the foot flexed. Stack the left hip so those toes turn to the left. And then try and lift the leg up a little bit higher. Bend the knee and see if that knee can go up higher. Feel the stretch to your right leg. And then bring your knee into your nose, left foot next to the left thumb. Again, before we go anywhere, move your right foot over towards the right side. You're going to ground the back heel 45. Now bring both arms up to the front. And you're trying to bring this right hip forwards with you. So squeeze the right hip forwards as you push down through your left heel. Inhale, chest lifts. And then exhale, bring the hands heart center, take them behind you. Interlace and draw the shoulders back, open up the chest. Okay, hold it there, inhale. Press your feet towards each other. And then exhale, lower your left shoulder past your left knee and take the arms up and over your head. That's it, good. Try and sink down into that. Make sure you're looking at your right foot and feeling the stretch there. Breathing in. And then breathing out. You're going to take the hands to frame the front foot. Pick your back heel up and front foot to the back. Go chaturanga. Go up into your down dog. Just see which way you would like to do it. And once you're done, meeting me in downward dog, big breath in. And a long breath out. Let's keep going. Lift your right leg to the sky. Stack your right hip. Try and lift the right leg higher. Bend the knee, open up the hip a little bit more if you can. Right knee lands inside right foot. Inside right hand. And then move your left foot over towards the left side of the mat. You're going to let the back heel drop and bring both arms up through your warrior one. Inhale, lift the chest high. And exhale, open up this left hip now. And then walk your front foot towards the left side of the mat and you're into your warrior two shape. Yeah, so hopefully the hips feel pretty good there. So you're going to bend the back leg, take the hip back, and then bend the front leg, take it forwards. Try and do a little bit of a wiggling through the hips. Imagine the hips separate and be free, a little bit free. Get those salsa hips going. Good, and then settle into your warrior two, pushing down through the front heel, reaching the fingers apart. Flip the front palm, reach it forwards, take it all the way back, breathe into the right side. And then big circle, right hand comes down. Big circle, left arm up and over your head. Now pick your back heel up, walk the right foot over to the right. Turn your back toes towards the right side, right fingers to the sky. Right foot onto its side. Now your front foot step it a little bit closer towards your back foot, just one step closer. Yeah, and now try and lower the outer left leg down onto the floor. And then lift it right back up. And again, see if you can lower the outer left leg to the floor. And lift it right back up. Last time, maybe you get a little bit lower, maybe not. And then bring it right back. You're in your low lunge, front foot to the back. And vinyasa from there. Choose where you like to go. Yeah, but meet me in downward facing dog. Once you get that big breath in, how's that right leg feeling? And open mouth, exhale, let it go. Left leg to the sky. Flex the foot and then stack the hip. Good, try and lift the left leg higher, higher, higher. And then bend the knee and try and send the knee up higher. Bring your left knee into your nose, left foot next to that left thumb now. And we're going to jump your right foot over to the right side of the mat. Lower the back heel, 45, and then bring both arms up into this warrior one shape, yeah? So both headlights facing forward here. So now really analyze your hips. This right hip is going to open to feel the stretch there in the left hip. But then walk the left foot towards the right side and then reach the fingers out. How does it feel there in that left hamstring, left hip, right hip opening as well, breathing in. And we're going to take a little salsa with the hips, bending into the back leg and then bending into the front. And just seeing what space you've got there. Finding your inner salsa queen or king. Lovely. And then once you feel like you've flossed your hips enough, then you can come back into that warrior two shape, reaching the fingers away. Flipping the front palm, reach it forwards, take it back, breathe into the side. And then big circle, left hand down, big circle, right arm up and over. Now hang tight here, pick the back heel up, walk left foot over to the left. Return the back toes towards the left, so you're on the edge of your foot. Front foot onto its side and left fingers to the sky. Hold it there, breathe in. You can always drop your right knee to the floor if you're struggling here. Now to make this easier, top tip, left foot closer to your right foot. Yeah? And then try and send the outer right thigh to the floor. And then lift yourself right back up. So really getting deep down and dirty into these hips. Lower the right leg down. So as far as you can go, it might not touch the floor. And then lift it right back up. So last time, letting the outer right leg go towards the floor, might not get there. And then lifting it right back up. So coming back into a lunge, front foot moves to the back. Vinyasa, your way. Meet me in downward facing dog. Big breath in once you get there. And a long breath out. Push the mat away with the hands. Just see how all that feels. Bend your knees and look forwards. You're going to jump your feet inside your hands. And once you get there, take a halfway lift and lengthen. And then exhale and fold. Hold on to your elbows. Relax your head. Sway from side to side. Then you can start to roll your way up. So last thing to come up is the head. Now if you have a block, have the block handy just in case you need it. Okay. And you're going to take your feet just as wide as your hips. Rock onto your right leg and then bring your left knee up to your chest. Okay, now you can have your hands heart center for balance or maybe arms out to the side. And you're going to hook that left hip up, take it all the way around in a circle and keep the knee going towards the right side now. So the hip drops and we Try and bend the right leg so the left shin hovers off the floor. And then straighten into your right leg. Go through that little hook of the hip as you bring the knee all the way back in. Yeah? So try that a few times. Big circle with the left hip. Take the knee across over towards the right side, bending into your right leg. Shin to the floor, towards the floor. And then come all the way back up. So you're really strengthening your right leg while getting into this left hip. This time, take the hip up and the knee around. All right, take the leg as far back as you can. And then extend your left leg straight out to the back of the mat. Your toes facing that left side. Right fingers can come onto a block or onto the floor, or maybe they hover off the floor. So you're in your half moon shape. Right leg is strong. Don't worry if you fall and wobble. Breathe in. As you breathe out, come all the way back, bending into your right leg. Bring your left knee into your chest. Are we all alive? Lower the left foot to the floor and then bring the right knee in. So it's a nice way to shake out that right leg. Should be feeling it. So wherever you like the hands, wherever you can find that little bit of balance, hook the right hip up, take it around in a circle. The knee is going to go across over towards the left side. You're going to bend that left leg nice and confident and hover the right shin off the floor. Then straighten into the left leg. That's where we find the strength. And then bring the knee all the way up and over, back in front of you. Trying that again, big circle. Taking that right knee over towards the left side. Try not to give up. Really hold on to that left leg. Especially the outer hip there. And then straighten into that left leg. Bring in the right knee all the way back up. Yeah, give it a go. All right, you know where you're going now. Take your right knee all the way to the back. So your right hip is stacked and you extend your right leg. So those toes are pointing to the right side. Left fingers onto the block or onto the floor or hovering off the floor. Right arm straight up to the sky. So you've got your half moon shape. Hold it there. Breathing in. And breathing out. If you fall and wobble, don't worry. I'm falling, I'm wobbling too. And then bring it right back in. Squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. Are you breathing? Right knee up to your chest. And then lower the foot down. You need to shake out that left leg. Yeah. Take the hands behind you, thighs forwards, hips forwards. Lean it back, stretch it all out. And then lift it up and over and hinge from your hips. Awesome, guys. Hands to the floor. Breathe in, lift the head, chest up. And then as you breathe out, plant the hands, jump, step, or float your feet back. Find a plank pose. Last vinyasa, elbows brush the rib cage as you lower down. Come through into that cobra up dog. And then meet me in your downward facing dog. Big breath in, guys, well done. And a long breath out. So let's see if all this work with the hips has done something. Yeah, we're going to bring your right knee to your right wrist. Right foot towards the left wrist, just for now. And then extend the left leg back. So you're back into pigeon pose. But now, lean onto your right side and bring your right foot a little bit higher so it's more parallel to the top of the mat. And then bring your back leg so it's also parallel. So you're creating this figure of four shape. Hands are just in front here, either side of the front leg. Inhale, try and lift yourself up tall. And then exhale, lower down over your right leg. Forehead down towards the floor. Squeeze down in your inner left knee, inner left ankle, outer right thigh. Inhale. And exhale, just relax into that shape. Yeah, so we've done lots of work on the hips in this way, so it shouldn't feel too bad. And then lift yourself back up. Try now, keep your feet exactly where they are and lift your knees up. Roll onto the sit bones and then just change to the other side. And then hands are either side of that left leg now. Push down through your fingertips, lift yourself up and then lower yourself over this left leg or head down towards the floor. Push down through the inner right knee, inner right ankle. Push down into that left hip. Good, lifting yourself right back up. Keeping the feet where they are, don't let them move. And then open up the knees. And we take it all the way back. So now stay here nice and tall. If you want to put a block underneath your right hip, that can be helpful. But you're going to push down through your inner left knee and try and lift the left foot up off the floor. And now try and lift the left knee off the floor, bringing it in line with the left foot. Try and bring the knee on top of your right knee. Now feel the edges of the feet together. Open up the knee and try and sit the sit bones onto the floor, opening up the knees. Folding them back in like a shell, closing. And then lift the legs up, just hovering off the leg, the bottom leg. Swing it all the way back. And then lower the knee, lower the foot. Keep your feet where they are. Lift both knees up. Swing all the way to the other side. That's it. Good. So you can have your hands on the floor if you want, or keep them lifted. Push down now through your inner right knee and try and lift up that left foot, right foot. See how that feels there? You can have the block underneath your left hip, remember? And then you can lift the right knee up. So you have to push down to that inner left leg. Then you're going to bring the knee on top of the left knee and bring the edges of the feet to meet. Open up the knee and try and sit the right sit bone down onto the mat, opening up the knees there. And then fold it back like a shell, closing. Lift the leg and the foot up. Swing it all the way back. That's it. And then lower the knee and then lower the ankle. Good. Lift the knees up. You can use your hands if you need to. And then swing them all the way to the back. Good. I'm going to do that a few times. Like a little clock ticking side to side. You might start to be walking forwards as you do this. Don't worry. We can reset ourselves on the mat in a minute. All right, now we're going to bring ourselves up into Malasana. So you can take the hands behind you and just rock up onto your feet. And then bring the hands heart center. Now you can have your thumb on a block here. That helps. That makes it a little bit easier for you. You could even have it on its higher edge if you needed to. Might be a bit precarious. But otherwise, if you're happy here in your normal Malasana, elbows into the knees, palms together. Breathing in, lift the chest up. And as you breathe out, reach your arms forwards. Now, just play with this. You're going to roll onto your right foot and try and drop your right knee into the center. And then lift it back up. And you might not get that far, so don't worry. You might just come to this point, which is perfect. And then bring it all the way back. And do that just a few times. Just checking in with all that work that we've done with the hips. And seeing what you can do. If this hurts knees at all, then you're not going to do it. It's not worth breaking knees for this one. But it is fun. Okay, and then wherever you are on your mat, this last thing, imagine now, this last thing, if you can get through this and then you don't have to do it again today. You're just going to start to walk, whether you're at the back of the mat or the front of the mat, either to the back or the front. And then take it all the way to the front. Yeah. More. Nice feelings in those hips. Somehow sit your bum down onto the mat. Bring the soles of the feet together. Catch hold of your toes. Inhale, lift the head, chest up. And then exhale, fold forwards, relax. Breathing in, chest draws towards those toes. Exhale and fold. So all that work that you did in your hips, just feel it there. Like little bubbling around your hip area, your legs. Bringing yourself back up. And then knees come up, feet flat. Start to lower yourself down nice and slowly, vertebra by vertebra. So we've been doing this week with your arms in a 90-degree shape, pressing the backs of the arms into the floor, the knuckles pointing upwards. Feet close to your bum. Inhale, breathe in, fill the belly. Breathe out, tuck the tail, push through the feet and lift the hips up to the sky. And use the backs of the arms to help squeeze the shoulder blades together. You're welcome to go into wheel from here. I'm not going to put it into the class today. We'll lower the spine down, vertebra by vertebra. You relax the hands on the floor. Bring your right foot off the floor so you come into this 90-degree shape. You can extend your left leg flat. Bring your right ankle towards your face. So you're feeling now that outer stretch there in the hip. And then do it the other way so the foot comes out to the side. And how much can you internally rotate? Last time, bring in the right foot towards your face. Externally rotating the leg as much as you can. And now lift your left knee up and press it on the outside of that left ankle. See if you can actively draw the left knee in. Yeah, so you're feeling the stretch there in that right hip. And it's the left leg doing the work. And then release both feet flat onto the mat. Shake that out. So you can bring your left leg, so it's 90 degrees to the floor. Yeah, and your right leg is lengthened straight. Bring your left ankle towards your face. So you're trying to use your muscles to externally open up the hip. And then take your left foot out to the side. Try and internally rotate the leg. Last time, bringing the left foot towards your face. Trying to draw the foot in, externally rotating the hip. And then bring your right knee up to the outer left ankle and then use the right knee to bring the left shin closer to your chest. Lovely, good. Then release both feet down onto the mat. Soles of the feet together, knees open. And if you like, arms up and over your head. Take a minute here. Breathe into your belly, into your rib cage, into your chest. And breathe out, relax into your backs. If you're happy in that shape and you want to stay there for a few more moments, then stay there. Otherwise, extend your feet to the corners of the mat. And just for a moment, let the journey of the practice run through your mind. Maybe you can feel it in your hips. You can feel the journey that you've been on within your hips, within your legs. Maybe you can feel the journey of your breathing and your breath. You can feel all those little pieces of string all whirled together into a nice ball. Connected, united. You can feel gratitude to yourselves. Gratitude for getting up, getting on your mat. Taking this time to knit all the particle parts of yourself together. Creating this one whole person, one strong whole person. So as always, stay there as long as you like. Or you just start to move with me, breathing a little bit deeper. Moving fingers and toes. Big yawns, if you like, reaching the arms above the head. And then rolling over to the right hand side into your fetal shape. Taking this little moment, just this one step before seated. And then coming up to seated, just sitting however's comfortable for you. Hopefully with nice open hips. Hands heart center, thumbs into your chest bone. Big breath in. Exhale, let it go. Thank you so much for joining me today. Namaste. Have a great day, guys. I hope those hips are feeling groovy.